Hello again, Internet. We're going to try this for the second time because last time we tangented off and...
Talk about Batman.
Yeah, Batman and Shrek.
Yeah.
You might see it, you might not. Depends what you get.
No, stop! What in the actual ass? Dale, why are the visual effects not done?
We are talking about Spider-Man Into the Multiverse.
Ah, another Spider-Man topic. I love it.
And it's
like
animated.
We haven't changed outfits. We are doing this all in one day. And yeah, the animated Spider-Man.
New shot.
It's very cool. I should have worn my Han Solo one because that's triangular as well. I went for the tie-dye today. I'll be a little bit of a hippie.
It's beautiful.
Well, it keeps getting like caught and I'm like flicking it.
Moving on.
Anyway, sorry, wait.
Yeah. So with this, obviously, at first, when I saw the first trailer come out, at first I didn't know what I would expect, you know, and the cinematography is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
that's
like
what I love
the film,
about it
the animating, wow, Jesus, the animation on it is really quite pristine. It's like a little bit polished, a little bit comic booky, a little bit pop art. It's a little bit of everything, and it's got a really cool vibe to it. And I like the out there, like let's not go down the generic Disney clean cut, really precise thing. Let's have it a bit edgy and a bit weird and a bit almost like an LSD trip. It's got some really fucked up shots in it. The second thing I like from it is they said Miles Morales, and then they went, oh, by the way, it's a multiverse thing, but Miles Morales is your go-to, and that's a big thing, because if you don't have the one specific point of character origin, you're going to be like, oh, it's just a bunch of Spider-Man, let's like pick and choose from here and there, but they went, Miles Morales is getting his own.
Yeah,
and that's
they
cool.
just went with it because
I like that.
A lot of people, I think the reason they haven't done it yet is because a lot of people don't really understand it. But it's quite confusing and narrowed down.
Yeah, I think, from the best of my knowledge, Miles Morales is the Spider-Man in the world where Peter Parker is dead.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the season, he comes back.
Yeah, it's like I think it's Spider-Man travels to a different dimension where
don't know what it is.
etc. But they're going down that route. Either way, like when I was looking at it as well, I was a bit like, okay, fair enough. The only thing that did bug me, which is a weird thing, is Peter Parker seemed like an asshole in this.
Oh my god, he's like the older idiot, like, oh, I've been Spider-Man for like 10 years. Okay, kid, let's do this shit. And it's refreshing to have it as complete juxtaposition to the Spider-Man you have in the MCU that's like new, fresh-faced, still got his mother's breast milk on his face. Oh, she's dead. Or... Tony Stark's breast milk on his face and he's still new and doesn't know what he's doing. But yeah, to have the older idiot like munching on a burrito whilst he's there, like, I didn't bring my wallet.
And he's got like some stubble growing out. He's and the thing is, you can see under his big coat that he's actually got the Spider-Man symbol showing. Like, it's almost like he doesn't
caring.
Yeah, he's just like, alright, I'm gonna go get food, whatever, done.
Yeah,
just grab a go on. Don't need to do the whole homecoming thing where he completely changes and everything.
Yeah, and like, hides and crawls through the ceiling and stuff. It's just like, just with an overcoat, like, I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair though, in that universe he probably is quite a big thing.
And so what was your idea when you saw Spider-Gwen?
Spider-Gwen? Ooh, Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
The last time we saw her she was dead. A lot of death in that Spider-Man movie.
Does this also mean though that, does it have potential to say that Spider-Man 2099 is going to show up? Spider-Man Noir?
Oh, do you know what I want to see? Spider-Ham. Peter Porker. You bring in that pig, boy. You bring that squealy pig in.
It's minimal.
Oh, so good. But the other thing I read somewhere there was that Tom Hardy is coming in.
Really?
To reprise his voice acting as Venom.
No way.
I don't know how big it is, I don't know how true the rumour is, but he signed a multi-picture deal to be Venom, and I don't know if that includes cameos and bit parts in other movies. But this is a perfect opportunity to carry on showcasing that Venom.
Brilliant. Anyway, back to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man again. We've lost ourselves.
What's really going to happen in this film? Obviously, it's
Miles
an origin
Morales
story.
finding his footing. Peter Parker's there, Gwen's there, a bunch of other Spider-Man, and I think all the villains are just going to be there, because in the thing you can see like...
Hobgoblin, or
Hobgoblin,
Green Goblin?
Yeah, there's a goblin in it. You've got Scorpion, I think, Dr. Octavius is in it, and Rhino, and, you know, insert any fucking Spider-Man villain here, apart from the ones in the movie, so you probably won't... You might see Mysterio, but you might not. You probably won't see Venom in the villain role, or a big part. You probably see him as like a... Oh, he's a Spider-Man. Ish. We are Venom, and then it just disappears off. That was a terrible impression. I'm very sorry, Tom Hardy. I'll put you on the list of Toms I'm not allowed to touch or be near.
We still need to interview Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah, fuck it, just turn up, mate. That'd be great. A cup of tea, we'll have a chat.
Imagine if like one day, if he does show up, we're just going to act completely normal. Like, Tom, what do you think? He's like, yeah, good mate, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Quality.
Moving on with Spider-Man. So, is it going to do well?
Yes.
Yes?
My thoughts are probably, because it's animated. It's got a lot of spider people in it.
A lot of kids can see it.
Oh, the merchandise from this will be insane. Toys, Lego figures,
I just want a Miles Morales hoodie.
They are cool, the black one with the red trim. Oh, it's cool. It is cool.
But no, I think in this one,
it's new as well. It's not MCU. It's its own story. It's like I said earlier with the DCEU. It's here. And you got the Joaquin Phoenix and other bits and pieces tangenting off of that. You'll have the Spider-Man MCU, the Sonyverse, and then the stuff they can do whatever they want on the outside.
The question is, will Peter Parker die in this?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because in a way, he actually looks like he's actually going through his Logan phases, we can call it. Because he's got a bit, well, not like the
bit of stubble,
but
he's given up, and if he dies in the big battle with all the other villains, it gives Miles Morales a point. And he said, like, it's not about saving the world, it's about saving one person. And I think there'll be a point in that movie where he has to save the one person and doesn't. And that's Peter dying, and that makes sense inside the universe.
It could even be like Spider-Gwen he could save, for all we know.
Yeah, don't web her from a weird angle and break her back. Don't do that.
But I think what I like about what I think as well is maybe because obviously we were just discussing that we've seen in the trailer that Peter's very like older and he's a lot more doesn't care a lot. So maybe in this one he could actually just click into reality and think like, fine, like I'm going to sacrifice myself then.
Or gives up the mantle.
Yeah.
Because if he's old and he's bored and he's like, I'm fed up with it, and then he sees this like, because in the trailer you see it and he's like, oh, you're like me. And then by the end of the movie he's like, you're like me, but better. You've got more of a heart. You still have your spirit. You're still interested in it. I'm good. I'll hang up the mantle, and goes off and sticks with Gwen or MJ or whatever. And Peter Parker's off into and that'd be a beautiful segue into the second one where you can have like more spider people in it. If you don't have Spider-Man,
you don't think it's going to be its own thing? Do you think it's going to carry on for a trilogy?
I think the problem with Hollywood these days is that you can make everything into a franchise. I mean, like if you look at certain movies,
at the Rocky franchise.
Oh my Christ, that was dead buried, and like
Creed came.
Yeah, and then you got Creed 2 coming out, and then you had like, I'll use Shrek as an example. Shrek did well. Shrek 2 came out. Then Shrek 3 came out about 5 years later, and 10 years after the first one came out, they churned out another one. Pirates of the Caribbean, 1, 2, 3.
Fast and Furious.
Oh my Christ, what are they on? 8 now? 7?
9. Coming up to 9, yeah.
Christ.
Either way.
Just stop. Yeah. The Rock needs to just stop working for a day, thank you.
But now that I think about it more, like with the whole Spidey multi-universe, I think what will be awesome is maybe, because I've said this loads of times, I think I even said this in a Venom video, I said, if Peter Parker is in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, where would he be now? What would be going on? And maybe that's what he's actually doing.
That's true, actually.
Like, he could just be done with it. It's like, I think Spider-Man 3 came out 11 years ago already, which is mental.
Jesus.
11 years ago, that was the third one. And
I remember watching it going, oh, this is amazing. Now I look back at it.
The dancing is good.
Yeah, like, oh, he's emo. I want to be emo. I don't know why we sound like cockney little like London. Oh, I've got to be an emo boy, mate. Skip down the street.
Because it's very like, it looks a bit like they haven't released anything about it to make it more violent than it should be.
It's a kids movie. I'm saying straight up a kids movie, and if it's not a kids movie, you will lose a ton of audience.
Yeah.
Because some animations are good that are adult based, like Sausage Party. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. That was an adult animation. That's funny as fuck. Good old Seth Rogen. You know what you're doing with your comedy.
Yeah.
But I think this one will be a very safe kids movie based.
And if Spider-Man doesn't die, like you said, he'll pass up the mantle, or they could even end it on just that normal cliche where it goes, see you around, kid, goes off.
Yeah, that's it. You go one way, you go one. Yeah, that's it. It's true. It's very true.
But still, yeah, it's that's it really. I hope it does well.
It's one to watch. I will see it in the cinema. We'll
definitely
wait for
review
DVD.
it. We'll definitely review it.
Watch this.